Alright. Got the first generation, first design 6R80. Doing an LS kit. Just a kit with clutches, filter, bushing kit, which I've already installed. Was going to do the zip kit, transgo kit, and a separator plate, but it needs a conductor plate, which this one comes with the Tecum built into it, and we could not get it without buying the whole valve body, so we scratched all that and bought a brand new valve body. Is on its way. So normally in these kits they come brown clutches and green clutches. This one, they're all green, so there's thick and there's thin. The thick ones are 86, the thin ones are 65, which are these. These are the thick, these are the thin. And the normal clutches that come in the transmission, the thick one, the green ones are the thick ones, which are 86, and the brown ones are 65. So we'll get going on this one. There's different size shafts on this one. There's a different amount of sealing rings. There's different tooth counts, so that makes your stator different. Your planets are different. I need to make sure and match all that stuff up. Different spline counts on the shaft. So you need to make sure it's all identical when you go back if you're replacing it. Alright, this is the direct, no, that's not the directs I'm thinking of. This is the Overdrive clutch. These are O-rings. These two are real close to each other, so you need to make sure that you get the right one in the right spot. Make sure they're both fitting on their pistons equally well. You don't want too loose, you don't want it too tight. Bevel plate's going to go dish down. It normally has worn grooves down inside there, so put the fingers back on the grooves. There's a dish right there. We want the opening of the snap ring to be in that area right there. And you notice there's a taper to the snap ring. We want the short end of the taper up towards us. I've been trying to get this recorded on this 6R80 forever. This is like the third tranny I've tried to get this done on, and for some reason I can't get it to record. See if it goes this time. The steels are 116. Clutches are 80. pressure plate is 118. The step goes up. Snap ring is 85. That's good. We've got 2 sealing rings here. These drums are fairly bad about cracking. They'll crack right down in here. And when you air check them, leave this wet up in here and you'll see air bubbles coming out. And I happen to have both versions in here of the first design. I got the first and second design. So I'll be doing these back to back, and you'll get to see them. These are scarf cut that go together just like that. This bushing here needs to be flat up against here, so it's going to sit up just a little bit on the inside. These are forwards. This one, the bevel plate dish goes up. This has to line up a certain way for the planetary to fit in here. The feet fit in here, but these tabs also have to fit up inside of it. So I mark mine before I take it out. Just makes it quicker to get it in there. You will only get the planet in one way, and it just keeps you from having to hunt and peck, find out where it goes back. So I mark where my feet are, and I just put them right back where they were. Short end of the taper is going to go up again, and you're going to need a pair of snap ring pliers like that. This is your planetary. This is the sun gear that goes in there. The bearing sits in the back. The planet is held in by that snap ring right there. So in order to get it out, if you haven't watched the disassembly video, you have to come in through here, and what you're doing is you're finding the snap ring and you're pushing it off of these teeth right here. So you're not gonna be able to see it. You're just gonna have to feel it And once you start working it up, it's going to pop up in one corner. Just hold it up and just keep working your way around until you get it off. Sun gear goes in this way. ID marks are going to face towards the front. It just pops on there. Alright. We have 40 thousandths cushion plate. Our steels are 1/16, and we're going to be using the thin clutches, which are 65. Our pressure plate is 1/17. Our snap ring is 155. We have a bearing. Lip's going to face down. Our drum is going to sit inside. This bearing's going to go lip down. This shaft's going to go in next. This bearing's going to go this side down. This shell's going to go on top. This shell's going to go on the outside. This little tip right here needs to go in that opening. You're going to see that your snap ring has these cutouts. This cutout goes on that one right there. And you just pop this one in its place. And set this off to the side. And our center support, this side is the low reverse side. There's a check ball in here, make sure it's nice and free. And there's a filtered screen, make sure it's in there. Our bevel plate goes with the dish up. We got this ring that goes with the dish facing up. The snap ring is going to sit down in this pocket. The short end of the taper is going to face up again. And this is the intermediate side. Bevel plate goes with the dish up. This goes with the dish down. And short end of the taper goes up again. We want the opening away from these two notches right there. Alright, this time we got thick clutches. Our cushion plate is 40. Our steels are 115. Clutches are 86. Our pressure plate is, get off the step there, 154. Step goes up. Snap ring is 133. Alright, up. And we got these two little things, make sure they're pretty much in the center. Now this bushing here, you need to find the split on it and split it in half, because when you go driving it down, there's a sleeve that's down in here, and if you don't split it in half and kind of get it working at an angle, it's going to grab that sleeve and screw that sleeve up. So either that or get a puller on it and pull it out the top. Probably the best way is to put a puller on it. This is the directs. these two O-rings out here and on the piston here are real close to each other also. So make sure that you get the right one in the right spot. Bevel plate goes with the dish up. You'll see where the fingers were in the back here. Put them in the same grooves. You'll feel it when you go turning that piston. Right there. Alright, short end of the taper up again. Alright, we're doing thick clutches again. First, our cushion plates 42, steels are 82, clutches are 65, 86. And you're probably going to have extra clutches left over. Don't fret too much about that. Different ones take different amounts. Pressure plate's 155 with the step up. The snap ring is 144. Two sealing rings back here. They are scarf cut again. They go together just like so. On your new seals, it's not always a bad idea to look at the grooves, how they're laying on your seal, and make sure they're facing the same direction. If they're going opposite directions, it will leak. This bearing in here, not all these have bearings, some of them have bushings. If yours has a bushing and you want to replace the bushing, it is not going to come in the bushing kit. You will have to order it separate. Put a little bit of 3M weather strip adhesive on the outside of your seal. Alright. Let me go press this in. O-ring on the outside. dot on the outer gear goes up, dot on the inner gear goes up. A line up pin. This one out here, and our stator. Some have a bushing in the front, some don't. Different sizes for the different shafts in the back. And we go press this in. Actually, I don't need that. Yeah, 30 torques on the pump bolts. The long ones go here, short ones go in the center and on the outside. Alright, there's two different pump O-rings. Got two sealing rings here. They are metal and they just hook together like so. There's a shim that goes on here. This one happens to be 108 thousandths. You can put it here or you can put it on the planet in that drum. It doesn't matter. I usually just put it right there. Go ahead and lube up my O-ring, get it ready. Alright, I'm going to have to change camera angles. Probably need to change batteries. And we will put this in the case. Alright. Yep, the shaft has this bushing down inside here, staked in. I would suggest you don't try to take it out. Bearing with the lip down. Planetary. And I have to lean this back. Camera's going to be right in the way. Trying to keep from hitting the cameras is like next to impossible. Come on now. Alright, we got this race, goes in the bottom, this bearing with the lip up, sun gear with the bevel up, bearing with the lip down, sun gear, bearing with the lip down, and this shim. This one happens to be 83, and we have our last set of clutches. Our pressure plate's going to go down first, 219. 10 clutches are 65. Our steels are 67. Our cushion plate is 40. There's a cutout in it. It's going to go at the 6 o'clock. Center support's going to go in. Our feed holes at the 6 o'clock. Those two anchors are going to go at the 9 and 3. Snap rings are going to go with the bevel up, opening at the 3 o'clock. Make sure we're all the way up in the groove. Make sure our clearance came out okay. This bearing goes with the lip down. This drum goes in. This bearing goes with the lip down. This drum goes in. There we go. This is going to go at the 6 o'clock. Our pump's going to have to spline into that planetary gear, the sun gear. There we go. Now we got to line our bolt holes up. Our pump bolts, 10 millimeters. They all have a rubber washer on them. Alright, tighten 2 of them down all the way. And check and see if you can turn your drum. If you can, we're good. If you've changed anything out, you're going to be doubly checking your end play. Everything should come out okay if we haven't changed any hard parts. Alright, let's lay this thing on its back. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Actually, let's put this on its tail. I mean, it's on its face. Tail up. Since we don't have the valve body right now, we're going to need to put our rear seal in. And this has a very short lip holding the spring in. So I'm going to pack it full of some quick melting grease. This will help keep that spring from popping off of there as we're putting it in. Alright. Work this around there. Probably going to need our lip seal tool. Go just a little bit past flush. There's a 5mm Allen here. Oops, 6, sorry. There's a 5mm on the side of the case. It has the same thing. The dipstick has the same thing on it. It's just scribe with a good sharp point on it and dig that seal out of there. And then just pop your new one around there. Kind of put it in the groove it was in. Alright. Like I say, there's a 5mm one on the side over here. Your filler tube has the same thing. There's the filler tube one. I already pulled the old one off. I'll do that 5mm off of camera. No point in wasting camera time. Alright, there's a seal that goes here. You need to pop all your rubbers into it. The deep side faces down. The cooler check valve goes in right there. The rubbers for the center support go in here, longest one here, next to longest. And then these two are the same. Not all of them take all four. Lube them up. Okay, the only thing left is a lever seal. I don't pull this thing out. If you're going to pull this out, that roller that's on that detent right there is going to fall off of there, so make sure it's back on there. I just get a pocket screwdriver and I get in between the linkage and the seal and I pop it out, and then I just work it around and get it back in there, put it in with the socket. Make sure all the old is out. This side faces in. Just lube it up really good. Get your pocket screwdriver and work it back up over the rod. Once it's started, just get you a socket that fits and tap it in. Alright, we are at a standstill until the valve body gets here. There's two O-rings here. There's a flat. Some of them are black, some of them are orange. Don't worry about the color. And our pan gasket's gonna go on there. Alright, we're at a standstill till our valve body gets here. And there's no telling when that's gonna be, so we'll be back when that happens. So we're gonna be buying a valve body for this one, it looks like. Here's our valve lineups on it though. There's our separator plate that would have been on there. You'll notice right down in here, there's only 2 feed holes instead of 6 like this one has. Since we would have been putting this plate on there, we would have had to put all 6 of those accumulators in there. This one only took 2, but we ain't got to worry about that now. End plug. Now I found that a lot of these have been broken. It goes in this way. Sonax and Transgo both are selling those now. Alright, we got check valve. The plastic goes up, spring down. Check valve, same. Big filter goes here. Little filter goes down here. These are your factory dampeners. This rubber tip comes out. The rebuild kit's going to give you some. Just pops in there. Transgo also gives you some. I don't use these. I use the ones from Sonax. They give you these new dampeners and they give you these springs. Let's put a little grid. 2 accumulators that go here and here. Some have all 6, some have different numbers, so you need to keep track. Of course, my check ball is going to fall in on me. It goes right there. One goes right there. One goes right there. One goes up here. One goes right there. One goes right there. Right there and right there. 1, 2, 3. I got this one in the wrong spot. Yeah, it goes up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our separator plate.
You said that was for the side plate, right?
It was on the side pan, yeah.
For the side, on the side it has,
back by the,
on the back side by the pinion?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a little triangle shaped pan.
Yeah, it's on top, kind of.
Yeah. This sits on top. We got short bolts and long bolts. Short bolts go everywhere, but what holds on the Tecum is the long bolts, and there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. So we're just going to leave these bolts loose Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the Tecum on. Anyway, we can just go ahead and stick all the bolts in. And a line-up pin. And a line-up pin. Our manual valve has to line up in that part right there. Alright, long bolt, long bolt, long bolt, long bolt, long, and long. Alright, go ahead and tighten these down, work from the center out. Alright, we'll be back on the next one. I got the other generation where the solenoids are different and it does not have the Tecum on the conductor plate. So we'll be back for that one. Oh, and I guess you look down in there, you can see the temp sensor.